Some of you may remember an old pop song called "See You in September." I won't sing it. The idea of this song was a joyful reunion in the fall. But if you use that same phrase in Washington right now, it sounds more like a warning or even a threat. I'm Ron Elving, and today in my office hours we're going to be talking about the heavy agenda and the tight schedule that faces Congress when it finally gets back here from its August recess. Here's what President Trump says he wants Congress to do. Number one, go back to the health care issue and repeal and replace Obamacare. Number two, give him an infrastructure bill worth something like $1 trillion. And number three, reform the federal tax code for both businesses and individuals. Congress would dearly love to do all those things and may eventually do most of them, but not this September, because there are three other issues Congress has to deal with first, or we may be facing a government shutdown. Now, that's always a theoretical possibility every time we get to the end of a fiscal year at the end of September, but this year it looks like a real prospect because President Trump is saying he's not going to participate in the deal making unless he gets funding for his Mexican border wall. Now, the first thing they need to do is the budget resolution, both as a basis for the spending bills and also to set the rules that they hope to use for passing tax reform later on in the fall without filibusters. That's obviously important to that legislation. Then we need the spending bills. There are 12 of them. Only 4 have passed the House, 0 have passed the Senate. We're not going to see them all get done in just 12 legislative days, which is all we have in September. So there will be a continuing resolution. We've seen these before. They just keep things going. They kick the decisions down the road, and eventually we'll come back and pass those bills probably in one big omnibus late this fall. And then third, and perhaps most difficult, we have to raise the federal debt limit. That's because we've already passed the last limit that was set a couple of years ago. And we're going to run out of cash to pay the federal payroll, pay for all the things the federal government buys, and service the debt, the existing debt, which is now at about $20 trillion. If we don't service that debt, the United States goes into default on some of its obligations. That casts doubt on all other debt issued by the United States, and that is pretty much the gold standard for world credit markets, has been for generations. Not a happy prospect. So, see you in September. I'm Ron Elving at NPR. Thanks for coming to my office hours.